This is Fox 11 News, April 9th, 2021.
All right, pretty cool local story here. The U.S. Space Force announcing one of its 3 major command centers will be headquartered right here in Southern California. This is the Space and Missile Systems Center at the Los Angeles Air Force Base in El Segundo. The new command center will be responsible for space-based solutions to support U.S. national defense strategy. Here to talk about it is a guy who helped make this happen. Congressman Ted Lieu co-chairs the California Aerospace Caucus with Republican Ken Calvert, congressman from Southern California as well. Ted Lieu, of course, a Democrat representing Torrance and El Segundo, where this is happening. Congressman, welcome back to the show. Good to see you. Congratulations on this. Space Force, kind of a new concept for a lot of people. What does this mean? What are we going to be seeing?
Thank you, Alex, for your question. This was a bipartisan effort. Congressman Calvert and I have been working on Space Force issues and arguing to the Pentagon that Los Angeles Air Force Base would be the perfect location for Space Systems Command. We're thrilled that the Pentagon has agreed, and this Space Systems Command will be responsible for acquiring, developing, and launching military satellites and other space assets, and it's going to cement Southern California as a leader in space for decades to come.
A lot of people may not know that the Los Angeles Air Force Base survived several rounds of nationwide base closures. So this will help solidify its presence.
Absolutely. Los Angeles Air Force Base doesn't have any runways, and as a result, it's always been targeted for moving or being closed. With this addition of new missions in the headquarters of Space Systems Command, it's going to keep the base here, and it's going to really cement Southern California as a leader. We've got amazing universities and colleges. We have an experienced aerospace workforce, leading aerospace companies. It's really hard to replicate that anywhere else in America.
This concept of Space Force is something that actually kind of is bipartisan. President Trump talked about it. President Biden actually supports the concept. How do you think that changes the game, the concept of Space Force itself? What should we look forward to in the coming years?
One reason there's bipartisan support for space is the recognition that with every passing day, space becomes more important, not less. Everything ranging from your banking transactions to your use of GPS in your phone or in your car to weather reports, all this relies on space. It touches many aspects of our lives. And we also have other countries such as China and Russia catching up to us in space. And we need to make sure that we focus on both military and commercial space to give America both an edge in national security and in our economy.
So many things that we take for granted every single day. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Let's talk also, now that we have you, about the important conversation that you've really been at the forefront of, and that is Asian American hate that we've seen, the spike in that, unfortunately. What are you doing right now to help spread this message against that?
So we're raising awareness, and if anyone experiences a hate incident or hate crime or knows someone who did, please report that to your local authorities or contact the nonprofit Stop AAPI Hate, which is tracking these incidents. I also recently introduced legislation to make it easier to prosecute hate crimes at the federal level. And I'm a co-author of other legislation to provide more resources to the Department of Justice to investigate hate crimes and to prosecute them.
And finally, I want to get your thoughts on a member of Congress, one of your colleagues, who I know you are not especially personally close with, Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida, now facing a House ethics investigation, potentially for child sex trafficking. Your thoughts on the congressman and what Congress should do next?
Representative Matt Gaetz is entitled to the presumption of innocence, just like any other person in America, but he's not entitled to sit on the House Judiciary Committee. So there is, in addition to the House ethics investigation, there's also a full-on investigation by the Federal Department of Justice, and he can't sit on the Congressional Committee that's oversight over this very same department. I believe he should resign from the House Judiciary Committee, and if he doesn't, then I would hope that Republican leader Kevin McCarthy removes him from the House Judiciary Committee while the investigations are pending.
Have you spoken to other Republican members of that committee, and are they in agreement with you on that? Where do you see this going?
So many Republicans have remained silent. However, Republican Adam Kinzinger did yesterday call for Representative Gates to resign, not just from the committee, but from Congress entirely.
That in itself is significant. All right, Congressman Ted Lieu, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Marla.
Have a great weekend. Still to come here at 7 o'clock. Next week's going to be a big test for the LAUSD. Tuesday, the first day of school.